Yes, sir.
Comment est-ce qu'il va?
Hey,
Welcome back.
Ça va bien, man. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
rainy Monday here in Montreal.
It's raining on this beautiful marketing Monday afternoon, 1:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome back, Strategy Vault, episode number 41, Marketing Mondays, chapter 6, I believe. Terry O'Reilly, marketing book. This is us. This I know. Excuse me.
This I know. Yeah. Let me show it.
Great book, man. I'm learning a lot.
Very nice book.
A lot of practical storytelling examples. I love this book. I really love how it just gives so many examples on and it helps you connect the dots through storytelling. It tells you to literally tells you for your brand to use storytelling to communicate your brand, and it does that itself the whole book. So
the whole time.
There's a couple that we actually have planned out for this episode. There's a couple of stories that and a couple of examples they use in the book that I can't wait to dive into with you. And that's it, man. For those of you who are watching, if you guys can jump in here. Let me put it on the screen here. The comments. Yes.
Got it for you.
If you guys could subscribe to our YouTube channel, appreciate the support, appreciate the love, guys. Fel, how you doing, man?
Bro, it's a Monday. Freezing Monday. My daughter said ça sent la neige. It smells like snow. She said that this morning.
I know what she means.
True. It smells like snow outside, you know? Yeah. So exactly Montreal is getting close to winter. Getting close to the Christmas season. Slowly but surely, we're having these Christmas ads everywhere. You know?
But I love that though. Like I've learned to just embrace, like, obviously I like summer better. Like I like the outdoors in the summer, you know, pools, chilling, beach chilling. But I've learned to like every season. I've recently learned to actually embrace every season that comes, and there's beauty in it. Like first of all, it's my birthday in Christmas, there's next to Christmas in December, and I like to play hockey outside. I like to go skiing, so like I look forward to these activities. You know, like I used to say, like, man, it's getting cold, this and that. Now it's like.
So would you say that you know, the commercials that
live in
the commercials that are, you know, involving people skating outside and playing hockey, you know, Coca-Cola is very good at that. You know, they show you like ice and people's ice skating outside with a bottle of Coke. So tempting. How do you feel about this commercial? Do you think, like, do they make you feel some type of way?
You just mentioned Coca-Cola, and just by saying the words Coca-Cola, it just made me feel some type of way. Yesterday, I had one of the best Coca-Colas of my life. I was at the spa here in Germany.
Spa.
And pardon?
The spa.
Yeah, the spa. There's a spa, like accès au bain. Like you go chill in the hot tub, the sauna. And
okay,
man, it's totally different here in Germany. The spas. The spas. If I have a couple minutes to share the story, okay. First, I'm gonna explain to you how I had the best Coca-Cola of my life yesterday. After a sauna session, you're like, you know, you're relaxed and you're drained. A nice Coca-Cola, man. It's like it's like a bolt of electricity to my body. Boom! It was the most incredible fucking sip of Coca-Cola I ever had in my entire life.
Oh wow!
Crazy, man. And the spa here, when you go to the sauna in Germany, you faut que tout nu. You have to go completely naked. You can't keep your shorts or your bathing suit on. You have to go completely naked. They say it's for hygienic reasons. You have to go completely butt naked. And you obviously you could bring your towel inside, but you can't wear any bathing suit. You can't wear any shorts, nothing. And I was like, okay, for the dry sauna, fine, whatever. But then I went to the wet sauna. I'm like, bro, you have to sit, because you can't bring a towel in the wet sauna. So I'm like, I have to sit bare ass on the fucking tile of the fucking wet sauna. I'm like, bro. And the wet saunas are my favorite. I love the wet saunas. It's nice when you have a bathing suit. You can sit down on the. I'm like, bro, I gotta sit. How is this more hygienic? sitting my
Yeah.
bare ass down. What does the heat like kill all the fucking germs or whatever? So, but anyways, man, it was a nice
Germs
experience. It was
in
fun.
Germany are not living. That's why.
That's why.
They don't survive.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
But you know,
Game all
like
green in the
it's
house.
funny because you're telling us a story,
AC in the
and
house, or in case.
smart marketing, as we read in the book, marketing is like a book. It has many chapters, and I love when it says in the book, you know, it makes you ask yourself this question: if your brand story was a book, would you read it? Would you actually buy it in the store and read it? Would you be interested in actually reading
So wait, who
your
is it written
own
by?
brand story?
Who? Okay, but who wrote the story? Regardless,
No,
of
but
course, I would want to read it. Regardless, if I wrote it or, of course,
that's
you're saying
why.
that
So some people they're so like
people,
bland when it
people
comes
are.
to their business story. You know, they just go full mode like for full corporate mode. You know, they. But I feel like, you know, you should. What I mean by a book, my sister in law, she's the one taking care of the marketing department here at Uninet, and she has that massive book from Rihanna, the Rihanna book. It's massive. It's all pictures of Rihanna throughout her career and like throughout her life, and it's literally the Rihanna book, and it's there and it's sitting in. It's massive. It's super heavy, and it's sitting on a table, and it's very nice. You know, every time you get to that room where the Rihanna book is, you want to go through it. You know, and you want to open the page. Even though I don't like she's not my artist necessarily, but I'm interested in opening the book and trying to like, oh, that's interesting about it's just
Is it just because it's in
it's
front of you?
appealing.
Because it's in front of you, and because it's like colorful and stuff like that, and there's like big pictures and stuff
Yeah,
like this. To be honest, I would probably
yeah.
flip it open too. I wouldn't go buy it, but if I saw a book like that, like a nice, colorful book, Rihanna, yeah, for sure, I'm gonna open it.
You, you
For sure.
you're not a Rihanna fan necessarily, but you will feel interested in opening the book because you're like, hey, I never seen a book like that. That's a massive book, massive pictures. The book is massive, bro. It's bigger than my screen. Like it's big like that. You know, it's I don't know, I can't see like it's that big. You know, it's massive, and you just it's appealing. It's sitting next to you, and it's the room could be empty. You only have that book, and you'll be like, hey, that's like a c'est un statement. Tu comprends? In what in
Mhm.
itself, the book in itself. How could you make the same thing with your brand story? How could you make your brand's book the master book of your brand? How could you make it compelling and interesting for anyone to pass in front of it and be interested in reading it?
Through
You
through
know?
s- through through storytelling, obviously through
Yeah,
storytelling, creating a compelling story about yourself, and obviously
yeah.
through the use of nice visuals. Like I'm sure that book is well decorated, colorful, and all those
Every
things. So
everything,
yeah,
and the story is
through
inbricked in the visual, and you know, to me, that's marketing at its finest. Like if you have the chance to go Google it, the Rihanna book, if you really want to know the story,
yeah, I'm
I
gonna Google it right
think,
now.
yeah, it's go Google it. Honestly, it's just gonna be easier.
Yeah, it's open for sure. She's not my favorite artist, but if it was in a table, I would open it. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. But I know what you're saying. You're kind of relating it to the book that we're reading, and how I'm sure it explains her story throughout her life, throughout her career,
Ben, sûr, mais oui, c'est sûr,
in
c'est
a
sûr.
very compelling way. And that's what we need to do.
I'm
And that's
sure
what we
she
need to
did
do with
it.
our brand.
I'm sure she did it. You know, Rihanna, she's not. She's already a very successful artist as a music like she's producing. I'm pretty sure she didn't need that book to be out there and to be so like it's I don't know how much that book costs to be produced. Like
It costs to buy 100 euros here. I'm like 100 euros, 140 euros.
very cheap, to my opinion, to what it's worth. And it's like to like there's a a lot of things.
Zara is selling this book apparently.
Yeah,
Zara Deutschland.
yeah. And it's funny you say that. So Zara is selling the book in their store. They found a way to like make some space. They took
Hey, they
out
had an example of that this chapter about having about the Time magazine. But we'll get to
really.
that. Yeah, we'll get to
No,
that in
no,
a
explain,
second.
explain. I want to know what's the example.
Yeah,
Please tell me.
so throughout this chapter, on chapter 6, they were talking about different methods that these companies and these brands did to stand out or to increase sales. And they spoke about they said this about Febreze. They did
Oh, wow.
they did it's about the brands having to do research to
Mm.
figure out by talking to people, giving out samples, just doing research and getting feedback and designing a marketing campaign based on that, right? So
And what was the Febreze story? Let's talk about that story. That story was interesting because Febreze was scentless at the beginning in 1996. That's what they say in the book. 1996, Febreze was a scentless product meant
right.
to
They
take the bad scent out. So when you were
Yes.
spraying Febreze around your house, it was marketed as something that would take the scent out. So there would be no scent. It was an unscented product. And the marketing for that didn't work. It was a failing product at the time. And what
did they do to figure it out? So what they did to figure it out is so you could think all you want of what you think would sell or what you think, oh, we should do this, we should implement this. At the end of the day, you have to go to the end user and solve their problems. What are their pain points? So what did Febreze do? They had a focus group done. They went inside their prospective clients' homes to see and try to gain insights. And what they found out was that people wanted a pleasant smell. So
but why
although
though?
it removes smells, so the thing about
But
smells,
why though? Why
the
why
interesting,
people, yeah.
the interesting thing about smells is that for example, somebody lives in a farm around animals and smelling the animal shit all day. Eventually, they become desensitized to the smell around them. So Febreze discovered that people that are living in their environment all day, they don't necessarily smell if it's bad, if it smells horrible in their house, even though they must have animals and stuff like that. So they discovered that their clients want something that makes their house smell nice. So then they came up with the Febreze that takes out the odor but also leaves a nice scent, which is it's just pretty cool the way they went the way they went about it. And they didn't just say no, they actually went and they did a focus group. They spoke to they gave free samples or whatever they did, and they monitored how their clients are using the product, and that's how they came up with that marketing strategy. And I think
so. The missing point in the strategy at the beginning was not.
We become stuck in this trap. Hold on a second. Let me finish this point. We become stuck in a trap that we think that we know what our customers want. We think we know best. But reality is, it may seem so obvious, but the obvious thing is to always do a proper analysis, an actual real world focus groups to gain insight, and always create a marketing strategy based on the data that we collect. So yeah.
So that's something that I've learned also trying to build the marketing campaigns at Uninet. You need what we call avatars. You need to, for at least for a day, disguise yourself as one of your clients and understand not only why they buy from you at your company, but what do they do in the weekends. What other brands they're buying, because that's one trick. If you're selling to someone and you know their income bracket, you know where they go shopping in the weekend, and you know what kind of brand they're buying elsewhere, so you could also align your marketing strategy based on other brands that have your client as their client also. Not copy them, but learn from them. If you know that you let me give you an example. We sell to a lot of real estate managers. I know for a fact, there's no real estate managers doing 30,000, 40,000 a year. Most of them real estate managers, if they're good and they're managing a lot of properties, the ones that we're looking for, they make like around, in between of 75K to 160K per year, let's say. These guys are shopping, if they live in the West Island, I know that they shop at Royal Mount because it's a new shopping center. Ça vient d'être construit. Everybody was going to Royal Mount. All these guys, I know for a fact that they are marketed in some way, and they go there, they shop there, and they buy from these guys. So what's attractive to these people, and why did they call the mall Royal Mount and with everything and all the perks inside? It's because it's attracting these guys. That's one key point. You could target, hey, other brands. What are these brands are doing to attract my client to their shopping mall, their new shopping mall? And these guys are, they will eventually, maybe focus more on your ad because you aligned, with the other ads. Well, that's one trick. But that's because you were talking about studying, your studying really your clients. Studying is cool, and when you study clients, you should come up with at least 3 or 4 avatars. So 3 or 4 different people. Give them names. Call them Stephanie Tremblay.
This is
Call
my
them,
ideal. Okay, this is my ideal
yeah,
customer. Now, how am I gonna appeal to these avatars? I like it. I like it.
yes. Play the what if game with each and every one of them. You have 4. Play the what if game with Stephanie. Play the what if game with Steven, and play the what if game with Greg and George. You have 4 different types, 4 different and you know your clients, but you need to sit down with them as if they were with you, and you could ask them whatever you want and play the what if game and have options and write down those options. Have a big board of all these 4 different types and options of how these people would answer you to the questions you would ask them
But who's actually
about your
answering the
brand.
questions, though? Who's answering the questions? Are you answering the question, or is your customers answering the questions and you're just inputting them in the avatar?
Well, if
So,
you
like,
have
let's say
if you
we
have the
have
ability to do a
Francine, we
focus
have
focus group are for that. Focus groups are literally for that. If
yeah.
you create an avatar, you're
I
gonna
think the
search for
avatar thing is
specific
more for
people.
your
No,
yeah.
but you're gonna look for a specific. You're
That's
gonna
more for your
target
own self
your
reflection.
search for your focus group. But if you can't afford a focus group, you need to know your clients well and go through them through your list of clients, and act as if you were them, and try to be as accurate as possible. It's possible. You could do that as a business owner. You know your clients. You
Well,
know
here's
how
another
they
thing you
act.
could do.
If you're on the field, you know what you're talking about.
Here's another thing you could do. When we owned the scooter business, well, yeah, obviously, and during COVID, it was the bad time to start. But when we were starting the scooter business in Portugal, one of our things was not a focus group, but we created a questionnaire, a form,
Mm.
and we were giving away free rides to people. We were standing on the
Oh
boardwalk with
wow,
our scooters, and we made a questionnaire.
nice.
How did you find the app? Was the app like, because we have an app that you can use to unlock the scooter? How did you find the ride? Was it smooth? Was the app easy? Was it easy to install? The credit card information, and we organized a list of questions that we all thought out, all the partners and all the investors and the workers, and we came up with a list of questions, and we were giving away free rides. So I think it's doable to get that information. If you're willing to give
Mhm.
out free samples, that's one way of
Mm.
having your
Bah
consumer
oui.
try out your product, and then and then ask them questions about it. So you tell them like you get to have a free blah blah, but then we ask you a 1 minute questionnaire or whatever, and you get some information there. So there's ways of doing it, bootstrapping.
Ben oui.
Because we talked
C'est
about
vraiment intéressant. Ça,
bootstrapping.
c'est un très bon truc, ça. Very nice
And
trick here.
and there's
They
a
do
lot
that
of tricks like
everywhere,
this.
but
Yeah, and we
not
I
with
feel like
freebies.
we overlook this data, but it's so valuable. This
Mm.
data, this information we collect is so valuable. It doesn't seem like it is, but it really is, because then you can fix according to the consumer experience. That's what it's all about. It's all about the consumer experience. You're getting like virtually free information, you know? If you're selling
Hey,
food,
c'est
give them
vraiment
this, you know?
intéressant, ça. Maybe like I feel like, service guys, service businesses, we lack a lot on asking our clients about their feeling and their views of our service. We're almost scared of asking. And that's very interesting because, when you're selling products, the product is already built by itself, You can't do incremental change on products. Products are made or they need to be 2.0 version. There's no in between. Services, on the other hand, you could do incremental changes and incremental, you could change everything by tomorrow, So I feel like sometimes we're so involved in our service business. I
think it's just over. I feel like it's just
overload.
Like,
it's information overload.
It's,
I
mean, but I mean, like it's overlooked a bit, like because we get into it right when we're working, we're into our day-to-day tasks. That sometimes it's good to stop and have a meeting about it and say, okay, how can we improve? How can we get better? How can we get more clients? How can we solve our clients better? And then one of the things that you can do is your existing clients, you can ask them a questionnaire. Hey, we're just trying to better our services and see how we can do better. So if you don't mind answering this short questionnaire, you make it, make a short questionnaire and you ask them questions and you bring back, okay, all these clients are saying that the floor is not being cleaned properly. It's always leaving wet traces. I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we have an issue with the mop. Now all of a sudden you start gaining insights and you start adjusting, and that's how you improve in the future for your future clients.
Yeah, you need to have a way, an easy way for your clients to, an easy capture way to get clients' feedbacks as fast as possible and as easy as possible. If there's a restricting factor to your clients' feedbacks, they're not going to give it to you. Like you gave, free rides to your scooter clients. I think it's a great way to get real nice. The questionnaire thing, I think it's very good. I think it makes me think maybe we should do the same stuff for Christmas. We give $25 credit cards, gift cards in exchange for a good formulaire of questions. How did you feel about our service? Not only like how did you feel like lightly on surface, but really like you said, ton affaire de questionnaire, I think it's brilliant, really brilliant. You get more questions that way and you get more in depth, of like what could be fixed or what could be improved.
And it's a relatively cheap way to get that data.
Yeah.
By giving away free samples or, like you said, a little gift card, you can ask.
It's also acknowledging that you're not perfect and that you want to improve to your clients. I feel like it's an amazing way to market. If you're looking for a way to market through Christmas and you don't know how, I feel like it's a very good way to not just send out free stuff, but also engage in your clients' conversations, and be like, hey, I'm part of the project. I'll give you $25 if you take 2 minutes to really take the time to answer my questions. So I fix, not only it's questions for me, but I also fix what we're trying to do here, like our contracts here. I give you $25 for that.
Yeah, that's a
without
good way
asking,
to get
without them asking.
It's a cheap way to get to know your clients' pain points. What are you doing right? What do we continue doing? And what can we change? And that's what this that's what it's all about. That's how it's all about, to increase, to if you want to increase your sale and do a targeted marketing campaign, that's where to start, is getting valuable insights. So we spoke about the Febreze story. They spoke the wine, the Ontario wine story.
That one was very intricate.
The Ontario, what is it? VOO wines. They
The
discovered that they actually do.
VQA.
So they do VQA. They know they have a really good wine. They have a consistent customer base that's enjoying their wine from the
So
comfort of
just
their
so
own
people
home.
understand the VQA wine, can I just explain so people understand what we're talking about?
Of course,
In the
please.
book, I'll just, and you tell them the story. So in the book, they were talking about the VQA wine, which was a certification for the Ontarian wine producers to, if they get that certification, their wine is official. Like it's been tested by experts, and like it's a very thorough process that wine producers in Ontario had to go through to get their wine VQA certified. And the VQA certification was trying to get their wine known out to the public and get more sales, obviously. So basically they dealt with the Terry O'Reilly's agency at the time, and he was telling about the story in the book. So if you want to tell us about the story, George, because you were actually, I just wanted to like give them
Yes.
context.
No, for sure. Thank you for that, by the way. But they discovered, they did a deep search. You want to increase your sales, and I guess their agency said, okay, this is how we can help. Let's dive into it. So they discovered a few things. They discovered that they have a constant flow of loyal drinkers who are drinking their wines, who are enjoying their wines. So the product is good. They wanted to increase sales, and instead of going after new clients, so what they did was they discovered that the brand, the Ontario wine brand, wasn't like, people didn't want to bring it to social events. They just wanted to drink it at home. They were enjoying the wine at home, but they didn't want to bring it. And I can relate to that. And I'll explain my story too. Just the other day when I was going to my girlfriend's parents' house, we have good wine that we bought over here in Germany. 2-3 euros, you get a good bottle. 2-3 euros, you get a Primitivo Italian wine. Very good.
Italian wine, okay.
Yeah, but we didn't want to bring it to the mother's house. Like we're like, nah, babe.
Why?
We're gonna bring good. Because like for 10 euros, you could get a really good bottle of wine, like a really impressive bottle of wine. The 2 to 3 euro wine, it's good. It's good. You have it, you enjoy it. Of course, I'm gonna buy it again when I'm drinking it from home, no problem. But when I'm going out to a social event, I want to bring a good wine to it. Especially that's my girlfriend's parents' house. We want to bring a good bottle so that everybody's like, this is a nice, and it's it's like, this wine is good. It's impressive, that you're bringing a good wine, whatever. So that was the thing with the Ontario wine, that people wanted to bring to social events either a nice California wine or an Italian wine. That was a safe bet. So socially, people were having an issue bringing the Ontario wine, even though it was a good tasting wine. It was like they would bring it.
But the goal. Let's because he's also talking about their goal. They figured a goal. I remember he was talking about the goal of if they had at least their actual clients buying one more bottle a year.
Yes, I was getting.
They were okay. Sorry. Okay, because okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing.
I disrupted you again. I'm so sorry, bro.
It's okay, man. You're getting better though.
Oh my god, I'm so
okay,
bad.
Bro, I still love you. As long as you're getting better, and you are getting better.
I'm trying not to, but bro, I'm trying not to, like, because these stories are so.
I know. Trust me. I know. But so that's it. So instead of them going after new clients, they said, let's focus on our existing clients. Our existing clients are clearly loving the wine, or rebuying the wine. So their strategy was exactly that. Let's try to convince our existing wine drinkers, clients, let's convince them to buy one more bottle per year. Not one more per week, not one more per month, one more per year. I'll let you continue. I know you're getting antsy there.
It's the fucking guy. But bro, I was listening to you. I was so
You're
That's
like,
funny
oh,
though.
it's like a skipping rope. It's like you want to jump in, you're waiting for it.
It's funny, bro.
Yeah, just do the
We're still
Dante, just do
learning
the
how to
Dante when you wanna jump in.
podcast here. Yeah, yeah. We're still getting there. Oh god. But yeah, bro, like they were trying, bro. They were trying actually to get the hot leads, not the cold leads, and that's what's interesting about this story. They find out, and what I love about this story is they were the agency Terry O'Reilly's agency was like, hey, let's not spend crazy amounts of money to get the cold leads, like the people who don't know the Ontarian wine. The people that don't know these wines are harder to convince. It's gonna take more,
It's
more
a competitive
marketing.
space.
Exactement, ça va être plus difficile de se faire connaître puis d'évoluer dans le marché de all the other wines. Like, let's focus on the ones who know us, who knows they heard about us, they are buying from us already. They're hot, they're warm. Like, there's a warm spot here where we could just fit in and tell these guys, hey, you know about us? Tell your friends. Please. And it's brilliant because it saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of creative energy that could be spent later on when more people know about you. And you have more cash flow, obviously, because you sold more wine at the beginning with your warm calls. You have more space for, like, okay, let's battle on some other grounds, like more competitive grounds. I found that story very interesting for the smaller,
because their goal was to increase sales. Their goal wasn't to increase clients; it was to increase sales. So they looked at it and they said,
increase knowledge. Let's teach them about the Ontarian wines.
So that's what they did, right? So how did they convince their friend? How did they get their customers to convince their friends to buy a bottle? How did they do that? Do you remember? That's one part. I think I don't. I know that was their goal, but
the goal. So there's. I have to go. I should have.
Okay. Anyways, we'll convince we'll check it up after. I would like to know
wine lovers to bring one more bottle to our party sometime this year. The way to do this was to arm them with stories. The VQA wines all had great winemaking stories behind them, so they used the VQA winemakers. They were telling stories about the stone.
This was made with this soil and
the soil, everything. Yeah. So
dude, have you ever been to a wine tasting, like an actual wine tasting event?
I went to a wine
tasting event in Sicily, and when they're telling you how the grapes are, they're telling you how what grapes were used, where they're from. Like in Italy, in Sicily, when I was there, they were talking about the grapes from Etna, the volcano Etna. They used the soil from Etna.
Wow.
Dude, my mouth was salivating when they were telling me this. I was just imagining, like, wow, this is like a really
I'm a big fan of cognac.
And they make you cognac, the different types of. Yeah, of course. The VSOP,
cognac is big on that. Very big on that.
Every time I see a bottle of, I think of you. Every time I see a bottle of Hennessy, it's the Hennessy VSOP. I think Felix.
Yeah, cognac. I'm very big on cognac and the cognac region and how it's only in the cognac region. They're big on that, and the stories behind them. I love the website. I won't tell the website. They don't pay me to say that.
I'm just gonna say shout out to mom. I see my mom is in the chat. My mom just entered. Hi, mom. Love you. Shout out to my mom. All right, go ahead.
I have pumpkins. If you want, tell your mom right now. I have pumpkins. Ask her if she wants my pumpkin. I could.
Yeah, she's gonna want the pumpkins for sure. She's gonna make pumpkin soup.
I'll pumpkin soup. But hey, like, I think like we have a bunch of stories here, like, you know, for people like who are looking to start like something with nothing, basically. When most of us don't have budget for marketing, most of us don't know where to start, we don't have money for agency, but we all have a story to tell of how we started our business, what happened, and people want to know that. People are interested in that, and people, it gives them
My
actually a
mom just
reason
said
to
yes
buy
for
from you.
pumpkins.
Top notch. I'll hook you up.
Sorry, bro.
But yeah, man, if you identify your area of opportunity throughout the
Yes.
stories
Area of,
that you hear about
what
your
was it?
clients, you will know where to start with your marketing, and it won't cost you like so much. You're gonna save so much money on knowing like what should sell and what should, like, your story and the interesting facts about your story and how you built and what's behind it. Start there, basically. That's where you need to start, and that's what
Yeah,
an
that's what it's
agency
all
would have
about.
done for you. That's what an agency would have done
That's
for
what
you. They
they
would have sit down and try to find
well said.
out the core.
Yeah, well said. That's what they do. That's what they do. They sit down and they look, what is the greatest area of opportunity? So the thing with the wine, they sat down and they said, look, you have a steady stream of like clients, satisfied clients who are drinking your wine. They just don't want to bring it to social events. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's use your clients who are currently liking your product. Let's arm them with stories that they can tell their friends. It's fucking brilliant. And then the other story with the Time magazine. This I read through it briefly there, but because a lot of these strategies are from back in the day.
Back in the
So
day, yeah, I
Time
don't know
magazine was
about
one
Time
of
magazine.
the first ones. The Time magazine was one of the first brands to put their magazines for sale next to the cash register.
Okay. Oh wait, okay.
And that gave birth to like all the other magazines putting their magazines next to the cash register. And then after that, it was Winn-Dixie. Winn-Dixie. It's a store it's a grocery store in the United States. And so Time magazine put their magazines in the front of the cash, and boom, their sales exploded. So this is a way.
Okay, so at the grocery store, like when you get to the yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's where all the tabloids are. It's true. All the
actuality. Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so it's time. It's
what they sell to our mom, by the way.
According to the book.
All the magazines that we don't buy, but our moms are buying all the time, bro.
I don't think I ever bought a magazine in my life, like especially now with the. I never bought. It's more for women. It's more women that buy stuff like that. Women buy everything. Women are the best, like, to market. They just buy everything.
Mais c'est vrai, par exemple, j'avais jamais remarqué
it's funny how, I admit it's funny how us men, whenever we have to buy something, let me go run it by my wife. Let me go run this purchase by my wife. And then the wife says no. But then the wife's just fucking buying everything without.
But haven't you? It's funny that you say that, because haven't you realized that stuff for men are always more expensive than stuff for women? Soap, clothing.
Is that so?
Everything is more expensive because we're so harder to market. I feel like, you know, like I pay so much for a pair of jeans, and I see my wife, she has
dresses and stuff like that, like $10. Yes, okay.
C'est tellement plus cheap que nous autres. It's a fact. Like, it's actually a fact, you know, like stuff for women are, you know, because they buy more. They just buy more.
They buy more. That's why they spend more, right? Because you're right. Like a dress for a woman, a woman can buy a dress for like $10-12 especially when they know where the sales are.
But I feel like to market me,
just a pair of pants is like $100. Like if you want like a decent pair of jeans, you have to spend like $100 for like a, you know,
for a man, they're $100 each.
Yeah, unless you go to there's places, you know, you could get a cheaper pair for sure, Old Navy, whatever. But no, honestly, I see that my mom is still here. So yeah, my mom is the best at finding deals. She always clutches the deals for me.
Oh, really? She's the one who bought you that. I guess she bought you this Adidas shirt. I'm pretty sure she bought it for you.
I bought it in Spain. But yeah, my mom buys the
Costco shirt.
I hate shopping. I hate going out and shopping.
Yeah, me too.
The Costco shirt. My mom bought that. Hey, the Costco shirt, that Adidas shirt.
We both have it.
I still have it.
Yeah,
We both had
that's the
it.
best shirt. Hey, it's destroyed.
That's
I had it for years.
well, mine's not even mine. My
No,
Adidas shirt is still in immaculate condition. I
really.
still have it at home. It's in perfect
No, me, it's
condition.
been
Dude,
too
the
long,
cost.
man. It's just been too long. I've been working with that shirt for too long, but it's still holding together. So I guess I'll just keep wearing it.
Yeah.
I just ruined it 2 months ago because I was cleaning something
No.
with I ruined it with bleach. I was cleaning something inside. I was cleaning my washer with some bleach, special bleach treatment, whatever.
Ah, shit.
Taking out and I just ruined it, whatever. But it's still wearable. I'm just gonna wear it. We're like that, man.
It's
We're
a
just
good material shirt.
yeah, it's still there. But yeah, man, like if you're there and you know how to get your area of opportunity inside of your like inside of your brand search, if you need to look for that area, you need to look for that sweet spot. The spot where it's not costing you a bunch of money on explaining and teaching everyone why your product is so good. If you need to explain to someone why your product is so good, you're going to spend so much money and so much time, so much energy, and people are just not going to buy it. There's proofs of that. This book that we're reading actually is just it's proof of someone's calling me. Is it? No. This is a bunch of like stories from the past that shows that it doesn't work, even if you put them, if even if you have the money in the budget to put some and R&D and to put like the best product on the market with the best technical features that people are looking for. If you don't find a way to market it and find a real estate space in people's brain, it's not going anywhere. You could
Yeah,
spend billions.
you're absolutely right, and I think the marketing completely changed right after the year 2000. There's just obviously with social media and all that, the digital world now where everybody's marketing online, and it's just like we're hit with like what's that number? Like it's a crazy number, 6,000 or something ads per day or something like that. So yeah, it's obviously important to stand out, and obviously through storytelling, through telling a story. That's the way to do it. Like those when I in Italy, the way they explained to me what soil they used to grow the grapes made my mouth water. I was like, okay, I'm ready to chug this wine now. Let's go. So I
That's
think that's what
true.
it is, being different and finding the area of opportunity. So for Breeze, the area of opportunity was not removing this with the bad smell; it was adding a good smell. The wine, it was through storytelling. Let's use our existing clients to storytell. The Time magazine,
They
let's
have
be
they
more
have
visible.
they have an ad that's spinning right now. I was talking to you before the live. They have an ad right now in Ontario that's spinning for me to see while I'm watching football. Like I'm watching Sunday football. I don't know if there's football fans here. Like I'm watching football on DAZN every Sunday, and the whole Sunday I see this Ontario ad talking about Ontario and how they're changing their model, and they're not trying to explain the technical and all this. They're just trying to make us feel some type of way, because you look at the ad and it's just interesting. You see like the houses and there's a drone shot where you see all the neighborhood. It looks clean, it looks perfect, and it's just Ontario at the end. Ontario and new way of living. It looks like a futuristic place to live. There's at some point in the ad you see an electric car, and people like you think in your head it's gonna be like a car ad. No, it's the province telling you, hey, we're trying to be the future. I want to go and move and live there. I have to tell you, that's every time I watch the ad, I turn around, I tell my wife, hey, like
Ça
On
va,
devrait peut-être.
Ontario.
Ouais, ça a l'air nice. Comme, pour de vrai, comme l'Ontario, ils ont l'air plus futur. Avec toutes les. And with all the problems that we're living in Quebec right now, with you know, they're pushing this ad for us to see. You know, every day they're pounding us with that ad. And I'm like, man, it's true. We're so not futuristic here. We're fighting about, you know, it makes me think without having them bashing on, hey, check le Québec. C'est pas bon, on va pas là. We're already there. So why not? Why not talking
New
about
York
how
did something.
good we're doing?
Actually, the guys Terry O'Reilly says in the book as well. New York did something similar. The tourism in New York went down like crazy, and they did some kind of marketing plan to reignite tourism. And I'm not too big on New York. I don't know what you say. Broadway. What is that? Broadway, New York. Broadway.
Broadway is this. It's the theaters, the scene.
So they used Broadway. They marketed Broadway, all like the celebrities and stuff like that, to reintroduce or to reignite tourism in the city. I don't know why it was down. I have to go relook at why it was down, but that's what they came up with, and they did commercials and stuff like that with the celebrities to reignite the tourism. So that's it, man. That's it for me for today. I don't know about you, Fel.
Yeah, man.
Anything else you wanted to add there?
Honnêtement, non. Chapter 6 was pretty fun. C'était intéressant. And yeah, man, I feel like one thing we should take away from this podcast is marketing isn't the place to teach lessons, and you know, it's not the place to do the teaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know, having avatars out there to, like, you know, search about your clients and search about their pain point, and playing the what if game is the cheat code to creativity. You don't need to be creative, like, I need to produce something creative. No, you need to really look out there for pain points and listen and be very at the forefront, be the pioneer of your clients' needs, pain points, how they feel about products in your category, not just your product, but also other products. You need to be like really like engage yourself into some like games of what if. Put yourself in their shoes.
You don't need to have a big budget. Like, okay, if you had a big budget, you could do focus group, you could hire people, but you don't necessarily need to spend money on. I wouldn't recommend, especially companies that want to bootstrap their company. Mm-hmm. Come up with a list. You go on ChatGPT. Come up with a list of questions, of potential questions and pain points to ask your customers. Give them a free sample. Let them try your service. Let them try your product, and then ask them a series of cost you anything. It costs you what? Maybe a free sample, and you can get some valuable insight by doing that. And don't overlook that. Don't overlook, because if you're looking for a marketing campaign or a marketing strategy, get that information and then design a strategy based on that information, showing them how, through storytelling, how you're solving their problems. And that's it. That's how I'm gonna let you guys go for today.
100%. Très intéressant. Très intéressant. Hey, j'espère qu'on va avoir encore un peu de temps, parce que the art of storytelling, we're not done with this subject. Next Monday, c'est sûr qu'on parle encore de ça, parce que c'est trop intéressant, c'est trop important pour qu'on laisse passer ça. Be there next Monday, Marketing Mondays. We're going to be talking about this, and yeah, be there tomorrow for another Getting Tuesday done, my friend. On se laisse là-dessus. On retourne travailler.
I'm going to put the banner one more time. YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube, guys. We're just starting, and we're trying to grow this thing. So we'd appreciate if you guys can go ahead and sign up.
Let us know, what should we change. Let's apply what we told them what to do. Like, we told them to do this, the questionnaire and all that stuff. We don't have time to do a questionnaire, but if you have time to leave us a comment and tell us, hey, Felix, change your haircut. like if you change your haircut, it would look nicer. I think I should stop growing this beard. Also,
Somebody,
tell us
somebody,
what you think, man. I want to know. If you don't like my voice, I should change my
yeah.
voice, put a filter on. You know, auto tune. If you want Jordan to put auto tune on, we could do that. give us some insights.
If you don't like our voices, man, there's not much we could do for you there. You're gonna probably, I'd probably tell you don't subscribe to our channel if you don't like our voice.
And if you don't like
That's
this
not
map
the case.
in the back, I'm not taking it.
No, we're not taking that out.
Map de Hydro-Québec.
Our
All right, bro.
customers
On
are
se voit
talking
demain.
to us, and we're like, no, we're keeping it. All right, my friends.
Shit. All right, Big. On se voit demain. Ciao,
Take
Big.
care. Yes, sir. Ciao,
Ciao.
guys.